Hello and welcome to Play Sport for Women's British Basketball League action as the Caledonia Gladiators host the Newcastle Eagles in playoff semi-final. Both sides are just 40 minutes away in a single elimination game from booking themselves a slot for the O2 Arena next Sunday for the finals. The Gladiators have had a historic season, not only opening their own arena, but have remained second in the table domestically and achieved great success in the FIBA Euro Cup. They put Durham to the sword last week with a mesmerising team performance. Lakin James this week was awarded a spot in the league's all-defence team, and a massive congratulations to her. For the visiting Eagles, they performed magnificently to put out the Sheffield Hatters last week. A 2-point win in the dying seconds of the game to put out the third seeds on the road. Tara Hodges is their leading scorer, but look out for the nifty passing of Lauren Saki. In the regular season, it was the Gladiators who came out on top, winning both meetings between the teams. However, none of that counts in the playoffs. As usual, I am joined by Rona Lightbody. My name is Grant Young, and before the warm-ups, Rona caught up with both coaches. Let's hear what they had to say about the matchup we've got ahead of us.
And I'm joined by head coach Matt Newby of the Newcastle Eagles. Firstly, amazing sort of nail-biting win last weekend against Sheffield. That must give you confidence going into this game, especially as Sheffield have taken a game off Gladiators.
Well, I think it gives us confidence in what we're doing in our preparation. We've been improving throughout the season, and we probably got to playoff mode just in time, if that makes sense. Sheffield are a perennial contender, a very physical team, and that'll be replicated tonight. Caledonia exceptionally strong defensively, very deep, probably one of the deepest units in the league, obviously. So exciting times.
No, it will be. And also, how has the vibe in practice been? I mean, I can see Katie Nolan's back in the lineup. That must be a real positive for the team going into today.
Yeah, I think the win's given the girls confidence and some self-belief. We're realistic. We know we've got to be close to perfect tonight to be in the game. Coach will have prepared the ladies very, very well. They've been consistent throughout the year. And again, that depth is something that we need to chip into. But Katie helps us in the forward line, which is obviously where Caledonia are really formidable.
Yeah, and obviously Eagles kind of like putting Gladiators out in the playoff final, so good luck with today's game. And I'm joined by Coach Donnie McDonald, one of the assistant coaches at Caledonia Gladiators. Excellent win last week. Obviously played against Durham, who are quite a similar style to Newcastle Eagles insofar as quite a small, tight rotation. They've got the star player in Tara Hodges. Will we expect to see a sort of similar style of play from you guys today, that up-tempo, lockdown defence?
Yeah, we want to play our game, and our game is about playing with intensity, getting up and down the floor, trying to make it a high-scoring game. I think, you're right in terms of Newcastle have a short rotation, which is actually in the playoffs an advantage in many ways. So they're a dangerous team. They're getting healthy at the right time of the season, and you saw that with their win over Sheffield last week. So we're very much prepared for a very difficult game today.
And in saying that, you're one game away from the finals, it's within grasp getting to the O2, and what an occasion that will be. How do you keep the team sort of locked in on today's game and not sort of with the what-ifs and what may come?
It's difficult, right? At the start of the season, everyone wants to be at the big dance at the end of the year in the O2, but we've got a very professional group of players. Our focus this week has been entirely on Newcastle this weekend. There's been no talk of next week or what might happen after that. So, I think our team are fully locked in and ready to give their best against Newcastle.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to it today, and good luck with it.
And we're just back just as the players have been introduced. So your visitors for tonight are number 2, Sarah Burkett. Chloe Gaynor is wearing number 3. Number 4 for the Eagles is Zoe Willis. Number 5 is Marina Fernandez Pardo. Number 9 is Abigail Lowe. 10 is Lauren Saki. 15 is Tara Hodges. Katie Nolan's 32, Chloe Cassin's 33, and I missed out Jada Dappa, she's wearing number 21, and Campbell completes their lineup for tonight. On to the home team, the Gladiators. They have got Robin Lewis, Samantha Roscoe, Hannah Robb, Kian Omer Jones, Ariadna Puyol, Lavenia Putra's wearing 12, Erin McCarrican, the captain, 14, Bintu Lowe, Lakin James, Alex McIntosh, and Kerry McGee. You'll notice I missed out Kirsty Brown, she is out for injury for tonight. Rona, as I said, we've touched on 40 minutes away from the O2 in London. As a player, how do you prepare for these games knowing what's ahead?
You just think about this game and what you need to do in this game. They'll have done their scout, they'll have trained hard in practice. You've got to come out and you've got to do it in the next 40 minutes. If you don't, it doesn't matter what's going on next weekend, because in a playing sense you won't be involved.
And if you're looking at the Eagles, we've touched on Hodges being their kind of leading scorer for this season. And we saw what the Gladiators did last week against Griffith Wallace to shut her down. Do you expect a similar?
Most definitely, I'll expect to see, coming out, whether it's Lake and James, Hannah Robb, taking that defensive assignment and looking to shut her down. But Lauren Saki, she's got pedigree in the WBL, now with the Eagles, was down in Cardiff, so nippy, able to distribute the ball really well, so that'll maybe take a little bit of pressure off Hodges to then maybe look to try and get herself open. Saki's someone else though who can look to get herself going. Katie Nolan, someone we've not seen in the Eagles lineup for some time, doesn't look like she's starting today, but I'm sure she'll come in and play minutes, and that'll give them another dimension on the inside.
On the Gladiators side, after that brilliant win last week, obviously Kirsty Brown's a massive miss for the team, but they've almost had that mentality all season, someone else will take minutes. But yeah, what do you expect? Do we expect another kind of strong Hannah Robb performance?
Most definitely. I think every player's going to want to come out and play their best. I think, Newcastle Eagles, men and women's team, they've done a really good job of sort of peaking at the right time. Men have been unfortunate, to be knocked out in the semis today by London Lions, but anyone can take any game on the day. Each player's got to come out and show what they're worth, and both teams are playing for that spot in the final, so both sets of players are playing to show why they deserve the minutes today and potentially next week.
And in the other half of the draw, we've got London Lions taking on the Leicester Riders. That game's halfway through the second quarter, and London are up by 6, 30-24. We'll probably touch on the score throughout that game, keep people up to date if they're watching our game, but is that the prize everyone's waiting for? You'd expect it to be London, but we can see it's a close game right now happening down the road. I
think Riders, the way they played against Rebels last weekend, they showed that they weren't down and out. I mean, Rebels, jumped out, had a really commanding lead. They looked like they were the team that were in control, but then some easy layups, they just weren't dropping. People who are usually, odds on for scoring threes for them didn't happen. And Riders, they had that tenacity that we saw them when they were up here at the amphitheatre. That although they never came away with the win, they had that sort of never say die attitude, and they went small, they went fast. And I think that's what they'll just do with the Lions. They were very good at sticking with their gameplay. And Lions as well, pedigree. We talk about players who've left, but still who's left in the team is a phenomenal sort of set of players as well.
Good to see. You would have seen across your screen there some of the Gladiators men's team out in force. You would have seen Gareth Murray and Darryl Wood in their shorts. The sun has been shining in Glasgow or Scotland or the whole country all weekend. Did you see the Northern Lights?
No, I didn't. I don't know how, because I see most hours of the evening having a baby, but I was raging the next. I was the meme when it was like everybody's talking about it and you're not. But I did try and see them last night, but of course I'm now overtired and didn't see the lights today.
I know.
Did you?
No, I didn't either. Same issue. So we were both in the same boat.
Good.
Everyone else got to see them except for us. But no, it's good to see the men and women always support each other as well. So
it's a great light show in here, to be fair. Same.
I know. Same, almost the same. Almost the same. We're just under 2 minutes away from tip. As we say, 40 minutes from the O2 for both teams. And it's a brilliant prize, the O2 Arena, someplace to play. Both teams just going through their final warm-up. The referees are just kind of checking in. We've got some starting fives for you on the screen for the home team. You've got a change in lineup, obviously, with the injury to Kirsty Brown. You've got Ariadna Puyong, Lakin James, Hannah Robb, Sam Roscoe, and Erin McCarrican comes into the starting lineup. She was phenomenal off the bench last weekend, and that'll be interesting to see what her role is tonight.
I think, they know their role, and their role is whether they're, the starting five or whether they're the 9th, 10th, 11th person off the bench. They're going to come on and contribute. Last time out against the Eagles, every single player hit the floor, right down the bench, and all bar one, got themselves on the score sheet as well. So I think, Coach Newby touched on that about how deep they do go down into their roster. And I think that will be something they'll be looking to rely on today, maybe try and tire the Eagles out and, set them off their rhythm, try and draw some fouls, get in amongst it. And also the crowd today have turned out for the women, haven't they?
Yeah, the hot weather's not put anyone off. This is probably going to be a record attendance for the Gladiators women's team. Or probably not probably, it definitely is. A few seats on our side, but the near far side should almost be full come tip. For Newcastle, Matt Newby, his team's obviously, they've lost to the Gladiators twice this season. Doesn't really count for anything though, does it?
Doesn't. Just like, they went down, played Sheffield, came away from there with a win. And, it was a commanding looking win at one point, although it turned out to be a 2-point win. They jumped out to a 20-7 lead. And, but against Sheffield, they're a top class calibre team, and that's why they were such a high seeded team. And that wasn't, what you expected, but that's why you love sport, right? You want teams to come out and upset other teams. And that's what they went and did.
Our referees this evening are JP Heron, Chris Curl and Bartek Rosinski. Both teams are just coming out in the court. We didn't touch on the visitors. Their starting fives is Gaynor, Fernandez, Abby Lowe, Lauren Saki and Tiara Hodges. The fans are on their feet, as we just said, and yeah, we're in for an absolute classic playoff semi-final, elimination game. Unlike in the men's when we've had a best of 3 series, it's just one and done. Players are on the court, and Rona can almost not hear either of us.
No. Indeed, and that's you love that. Like, I would be absolutely buzzing to be down on that floor, ready to play, because you just feed off that as a player. Like, it's wonderful, and just the growth as well. You know, when you think about where we started beginning the season, where the team was last season, playing out the Lagoon, playing out the Emirates with the men as well, and now you look at it and they're filling up the stadium in their own right, and that's awesome. And can't wait to see how that grows and where it's going to go. Yeah,
our first game of the season, you were lucky if the other side from us was half full. And that kind of just shows the growth of the women's game this season and the success. Success was both at home and in Europe. So, referee headings on the ball. Ball's about to go up. And yeah, let's hope for a brilliant game of basketball. Gaynor versus Roscoe in the tip. And it is... No, I think... Rosinski's got that one wrong. Good early call by Bartek.
Just likes to get both arms going.
He just was getting warmed up, wasn't he?
Just a bit to the left, bit to the right. It literally is like the cha-cha slide. To the right, to the left.
And it's a Gladiators sideline ball. Puyol looking to establish Roscoe inside. They find her under the basket, and it's a 2-point early lead for the Gladiators. Great find inside. That extra pass getting into Samantha Roscoe. And we've seen that grow as the seasons go on, a lot more Roscoe inside.
Yeah, and that's where I love to see her play. She's killer in there. The way she sealed her player, Gaynor had no chance. And really nice feed from McGarrigan.
We saw this intense defence from the Gladiators last time out. It looks like McCarrican's playing Hodges to start the game as he looks to pressure Saki. She gets to the hoop. Oh, tough two. Brilliant play by Lauren Saki.
That girl's an M1 mixtape. Some of the way she finishes.
Lakin James round Abby Lowe. Push off, gathers the loose ball. Sam Roscoe to Erin McCarrican. Mid-range off the glass. 2. Flying start to this game. 4 points to 2. Only a minute to go in the game. Hannah Robb with the steal mid-court. She goes all the way. Left-hand layup. Blows the layup. And it is a Eagles ball. Coach Handy looking for the almost unsportsmanlike on mid-court. Referee's not having it this early on. And you expect Hannah Robb to make those.
Yep, a really nice chase down as well by McGarrigan. Almost too much enthusiasm and knocking the ball out of court. But it's the doubt you've now put in your offense player mind, that you've just taken the ball off them once.
Hodges drives out to Gaynor for 3. Doesn't go. Openly up for Lowe. That doesn't go for Abby Lowe either. 2 good looks for both teams there, going unpunished. Puyol drives. Lakin James. Deflected pass. Does reach McCarrican. Roscoe against Hodges. The help comes for Fernandez. Lakin James on the elbow. And it goes straight in and down. This game's been played at an electric pace. You can tell what it means to these girls. And Hannah Robb's off and running. She crosses over Fernandez. What a finish. And an early timeout for the Newcastle Eagles. Hannah Robb making up for that missed layup. Faked the pass. Almost did Euro step into the hoop.
Yeah, shaking and baking all the way down. Sometimes that's what happens, isn't it? Straightforward ones, they go past us, but really nice finish in there, and also nice work by Lakin James, the way she came out and she held that position out the 3-point line, and she just nailed one, and I actually wondered if Hannah would dump the ball off to her, and that's where the defenders have had to then give that little bit of extra space to Robb to come down the middle. So really nice intense start there from the Gladiators. On the Newcastle end though, you can see they're going to the hoop and they're going hard. They will get calls at some point, but there's some really nice defence by the Gladiators. Nice open look by Gaynor on the 3-point line.
Yep.
You know, it was unfortunate not to fall. Great crash in by Lowe on the rebound, so I don't know whose matchup that would have been at that point, but that's something that they'll need to tighten up on in there, especially if you then maybe get a taller, bigger body like Katie Nolan in there. You don't want her crashing those boards as well.
And that was an early timeout call by Matt Newby. He's obviously just looking in transition. The Gladiators are looking really good.
No, they are indeed. And that's what we do see from them, though, is when their defence is going well, their offence flows so easily. And that's exactly how they've started this game.
Obviously, Eagles having a few more players back from injuries. Players like Katie Nolan, Jada Dappa. She's also just, the last couple of games, returned to the lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how many minutes they play. Same fives on the court for both teams. Gaynor against Roscoe again. Great find inside, but great hands by McCarrican. Referee's unsure of that call. And the ball goes to the Gladiators, to the dismay of the Eagles bench.
Fighting the length there of McGarrican, and probably has managed to push it off Hodges, or at least make it look as though it has.
Make it look like it, yeah.
Get the call.
Gladiators get the ball, and eventually we see them quite often doing that against teams themselves. So Puyol all the way to the basket, to the corner. Lake and James can't shoot. Doesn't go, over the back. Eagles ball. And we're seeing a lot of space out there for Lake and James to put up the three.
We are, and that's not someone I would want to be leaving open to shoot that 3 ball if I was the coach.
Lake and James just averaging under 10 points a game. But as we've seen before in the WBBL, she's able to just put up numbers on her night. Eagles ball on the sideline. Just under 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Fernandez hands it off to Lowe. First foul on Ariadna Puyol. Second foul of the game, sorry.
And it's just they're going to have to communicate a little bit more on that screen, because that's now twice they've been caught and caused the foul.
Hodges against Roscoe. Pull up jump shot. First bounce doesn't go. Rebound for Puyol as the Gladiators are off and running again. McCarrican for 3 now. Banks it, doesn't go. Quite an early shot, but Roscoe's hustling, retains the ball. Lake and James. Oh, lovely finish. And that's just that full court pressure we've seen from the Gladiators all season.
It is indeed, and also the space that the teammates create from each other. Roscoe, you know, holding her position. She was able to fake the pass. You would think she might dump it off. Finishes strong at the hoop. And that's just nice team basketball.
11-2 start for the Gladiators. Hodges drives left, under the basket, and one. Tough finish. She's going to go to the free throw line for the and one.
And I'd expect maybe McGarrican to stay on her feet there. You know, Hodges did a great job of selling it. McGarrican's got the height on her. You know, use her length, just make herself an awkward, you know, person to get round. Whereas she's come down, didn't really even make a huge amount of contact, you know, to make it a hard foul. Puts her on the line, and we know this girl can score.
88% from the free throw line. Over 20 points a game for the Eagles. A major threat in this game for the Gladiators. 11-5, 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Puyol runs the screen. Handoff, toes the line, doesn't go.
Quite early shots into the shot clock. I mean, it seems like coaching staff are happy with that.
I think it's just the pressure of the game and the tempo that's been set. Lake and James!
And that's a put back 3. You know, you're just like, yep, pull up.
And that's what Lake and James can do. Give her some space, and she makes the shot. 8 quick points for Lake and James. Subs are in for both teams. A frenetic pace so far. 14-5, 6 minutes on the clock. And it's a turnover. Oh no, it's not. Eagles retain the ball. Into low against Hodges. That's in a matchup I didn't think we'd see tonight. Saki drives inside, looks for the dish off, doesn't go. Gladiators retain the ball. They need to get over half court, and they do. Courtney Klassen checked into the game there for the Eagles. Lakin James has already put up a couple of threes. She drives inside, fakes the shot. Offensive foul. Was she in the restricted area?
It was so fast, like I need a replay, please. I don't think I'm getting that.
Yeah,
replay.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
But yeah, it looked as if maybe our heels were on it, but I think, you know, she had Hodges had come across, she'd set herself. There was a little dump for Lakin James to maybe have made, and she went to try and make it, but good use of the body there.
Saki's trying to find these passes, but great hands by Robin Lewis. Klassen now, the clock's ticking down. Great roll to Chloe Gaynor. Doesn't go, but Hodges magnificently inside over the shorter Lakin James. Puts it back for two. Lakin James round the screen. She's got low against her. Slight budge by into low, and that's the foul. The crowd are booing, but that's a good call.
I would agree, yeah. I mean, as a player I wouldn't, but down there I could see that Bintu moved and Abby Loyino's managed to take the screen and the contact the way she has, and it's a really easy call because the referee's right in the line with you there, and it's a slightly taller player against a slightly shorter player.
So the contact
You
looks
never.
Jada Dappan checks in for the Eagles for Gaynor.
I have been greeting-faced enough about that call to know that it never tends to go my way.
Dapper gets underneath the basket. She's got the taller Samantha Roscoe. Makes it. This is going to be an interesting to see how Dapper does off the bench. Dapper averages about 14 points a game for the Eagles when she's been fit and playing. Brings in a different dynamic for the Eagles that they've maybe been missing. Hannah Robb drives against Hodges and fouled.
And that's what they need to do. You know, you feel like they maybe got a bit frantic. Yes, we had the really nice pull-up three on the fast break by James, but the last couple of offences we've been called for fouls, so they need to go back to attacking the hoop. Deep breath, bit of maturity on the floor.
Arm dragged down by Hodges, but Lakin James on the elbow. Saki behind the back. Dappa mid-range jump shot doesn't go. And this is now an interesting matchup the Eagles have on in their favour here. With Dappa and Hodges kind of playing the 4 and 5, it's going to be interesting to see the Gladiators match up.
Yep, and they might be a little bit shorter, but you can see they've got the athleticism, they've got the bodies on them to be able to, you know, use their footwork to try and get round the taller players. You know, Gladiators over 2 minutes now scoreless. They're going to want to get some points on the board.
Robin Lewis for three. Doesn't go. Loose ball. Lakin James, Courtney Klassen jumping on it. Lows out in the full court. Gets underneath. And that is Gladiators ball. That was it. I was thinking was it low? It was almost there too quick. Too much speed, not able to stop to put the ball up.
I feel like she could probably just have done with, you know, she did do the jump stop but tried to go up straight away. Maybe she thought the defender was closer than they were, but she could have ball faked, re-pump fake, and then go up again.
14-9, as Rona just said. Gladiators scoreless for the last 2 minutes. Hard screen, you just saw it again. Hands and hip from Roscoe, but again, you just saw the slight dip, and that's been called all season.
And you know, it's that sort of that high cut that they're making across, and then they're wanting to make that flat screen, and they need to get themselves set, but also that's on the guard to then try and run off that a little bit better so that you don't feel like you're having to lean into the player. And if a team are playing you that high, you're going to have to throw a few fakes, you're going to have to try and dive back the door on them to just, you know, make them drop back a little bit in the defensive end. Both teams out to frustrate each other. Eagles currently on top with that, I think.
14-9, 3.5 to go. Drive inside. Extra pass by Lowe again, maybe daunted by her 2 misses so far. Great job by Robin Lewis there, driving into Saki, who's looking to foul there.
And you can kind of see these two are quietly going at each other, Lewis and Saki there, and I think that's exactly why when Lewis got the ball, she drove hard down that sideline. For a game that started with such like quick scores, it's dried up a little bit, but that kind of always happens, doesn't it? We talk about a game of runs, but also both teams cannot be on a run at the same time.
McCarrican, hook shot in, doesn't go. Bintu looks to gather the rebound. Eagles ball.
Just a little bit of cling film or a little bit blue tack around the rim at both ends at the moment.
And no one's able to get some shots to drop. We see Puyol check back in for Lewis. Subs in both ways as Kate Nolan comes back on the floor now. And this is now when you see how the matchup changes. This Eagles team on the floor, obviously with the exception of Saki, are going to be pretty big, really physical team. Great drive inside Dappa, hands off to Hodge. Great play by the Newcastle Eagles.
That's that backdoor play. You know, when you're being played so high, drop them.
Puyol to McCarrigan, who sets herself against Bintu. Looks to move, foul called. Gladiators are on team fouls, 5 fouls to now it will be 3 for the Eagles. And it is just as you touched on, there's almost needing just that player to take that moment of calm, make some good decisions for both teams.
And we've seen all season Gladiators do really well when they get the ball inside. We've seen some really nice high-low work going on. We know we've got shooters who can shoot, but when you get the ball in there, it's a real hassle for the defensive sides.
Bintu makes the first. 68% in the regular season from the free throw line.
Nice to hear some Eagles fans have travelled up for the game.
Absolutely brilliant to see some travelling fans in the WBBL. Misses the second. Puyol gathers the loose ball though. She's found under the basket. Fouled.
Great impact from Putra.
Yeah, gets the quick rebound, gets inside, and fouled shooting. The referees are giving her 2 free throws, and that is a quick 2 fouls on Nolan. She'll probably sit for, or she will sit for the remaining of this quarter. It'll be interesting to see when she returns in the second.
And that's sometimes the problem if you've been out injured or whatever's gone on, and you've got to come in and it's a big game, but you've got to go out and play your all, but maybe the game speed's just not quite there at the moment.
Putra misses the first. 29 seconds Nolan was on the floor for there.
She'll go off, regroup, come back out because she's been such an influential player for them. There's a reason, you know, she's a returner.
Putra misses the second, but it's a fight for the rebound, and the Eagles are off and running. 2 down the floor. Dappa, short in that first one. Looking for help underneath the basket. Travel called.
I think, you know, unfortunate under there that, you know, she did really well getting the rebound and was just looking to kick it out. Nice coverage on the baseline by the Gladiators.
Couple of Gladiators players round her. A steal there by Gaynor. Poor communication from the Gladiators. Hodges has McCarrican on her. And it's become quite a nervy few minutes here for both teams. 15-11, Gaynor drives inside, hands by the Gladiators, knocks it loose. And Lakin James has the ball. Cross court to Ariana Puyol, who has Fernandez on her back. She backs her down. Big block there by Fernandez. Saki's in the open court, she goes under. Looks for the foul, no contact by Lakin James. You saw her kind of pull out. Dappa now, open look. You just saw Puyol sagged off, and there was no help to cover up Dappa, and she's off and running again.
Nice break down the floor there by the Eagles.
15-13. Eagles ending this quarter strongly. Putra against Gaynor. Late now in the clock. McCarrigan chucks the 3. And that was almost a kind of panic 3.
Yeah, I think you've summed that up perfectly there. It was, you know, puts up the 3. Bit of a chuck. just the ball got stuck in that one side of the court.
Dap it open again, fakes the mid-range to Gaynor, floater, gets it to go. It's a tied ball game, a minute and 15 to go in the quarter, 15 points to both teams.
Eagles moving the ball, attacking, playing with confidence. Definitely a team on the up.
Bar those 3 throws, the Gladiators have been basically scoreless for now over 4 minutes almost. Lakin James crosses over, looking for drive. Putra looking to move the ball on late in the shot clock. McCarrican has to chuck the 3 again, doesn't go. Puyol doesn't get the rebound, and there's a couple Eagles players down. Don't think we've got a foul.
I think it's just one of those ones when, you know, the way players are moving through, and she's taking the contact.
Coach Newby given a warning by the referees. And there was no foul on the floor there. It looked like it was just due to the Eagles player being down on the floor. As Lakin James checks out, Hannah Robb returns. Lowe checks back in for Lauren Saki. Referees are ready to go again. We've got 5 players from both teams on the court. Chaotic couple of minutes on the floors, favouring the Eagles though at the moment. Lowe drives against Hannah Robb. Turnover, great hands by Putra to put her off the pass. It's this loose ball, is it going to be controlled? McCarrican for 3 again, it goes! Big 3-pointers. Again, a bit of a messy play from the Gladiators, but it's a turnover, is it? Ball goes to the Eagles. 17 seconds on the clock for the quarter. Eagles will look to stretch the floor. McCarrican's wasn't a 3, it was a 2. It looks like the scoreboard saying 17-15. The stats, live stats says 18, but I believe it's 15. Cross court, Fernandez drives against Puyol. Pull up on the 3-throw line, misses. Putra the rebound, late in the clock. Putra from half court, doesn't go. And that has it, end of the quarter. The Gladiators are marginally ahead. A brilliant start by the Caledonia Gladiators. However, this quarter ended with Eagles stronger. And Rona, a compelling matchup. Curious to see how what both teams would think at this end of this quarter.
I think, you know, Newcastle, their tails are up, and so it should be, or their wings are out. Would that be more appropriate?
That's good, yeah, that's good play.
That's good.
I like that.
Thank you and good night. And, you know, Gladiators, though, they've got to find a way to get them out of this rut they're in at the moment. Until that 2 there from McGarrigan, you know, we'd had 1 free throw from Bintu, and before that was 6 minutes 13 on the clock when James knocked down that 3. And I think that's something you sometimes see from the Gladiators, that they can get a little bit tight and then the ball doesn't move. And a lot of what we've just watched here has been a lot of one-on-one stuff. Whereas, you know, Newcastle, they're maybe a little bit more used to doing that. They're a little bit more free-flowing when they're coming down the floor. It's dropping for them. They're doing a really good job. And I think as well, because they've done so well at drawing the fouls off the Gladiators, that when they are going hard the hoop, you know, the Gladiators players are having to think twice about whether they are going to get in that lane in time or not.
Bit disparity in the score. You can see Donnie McDonald had a conversation with the referees. He spoke to the table. The stats and the game score are slightly different. We've got the half-court shot going on, and the guy's almost thrown it against the electronic scoreboard. And the man in the kilt looking phenomenal in his Gladiators colours. And for the Eagles, they must be happy for how that game kind of came around for them. A slow start, but the second that Dapa and Hodges were on court together, it looked really good.
Yep, and in this playoff run, they're an exciting team to watch. You know, I really enjoyed watching the Hatters Eagles game last weekend, because, you know, it was a game of runs, but Eagles showed the mettle to close out that game. You know, they had to put in a really big defensive play towards the end, secure the ball, and then obviously fouled, and they got to go down the end. That's what gave it the extra basket for the 2-point win in the end. But, you know, they've been there, they've done that, they've played in that sort of tight, intense environment. Gladiators, it's probably been a little bit longer since they've been in such a tight situation. So it's going to be interesting to see where the mentals are at in this second quarter and where they're going to go.
And at the half in the other semi-final, the London Lions lead 48-38.
And bearing in mind, you know, past 2 occasions against the Eagles, Gladiators have put up 90, and that's sort of what Coach McDonald touched on. You know, they want to get the ball in the basket. They want to make it a high-scoring game.
Saki driving inside. Gaynor against Putra. Hands off to Lowe. Fernandez in the corner for 3. Foul called by referee Curl on number 14, McCarrican. Lakin James still leads all scoring on 8. That was a very early 8 points for Lakin James. Fernandez along the baseline. 14 seconds on the shot clock, gets the ball in. Good pressure from Putra on Gaynor. It's back in her hand. She fakes the 3 again, drives to her right. Scoops up and under. Putra with a rebound. Gladiators look to get out and running with Lowe on the floor. McCarrigan for 3 this time. Doesn't go, but fought for the rebound. Eagles ball. It's going to be interesting here going on to see which team takes the ascendancy early in this half. It looks like Eagles though getting out in the run. Great screen by Gaynor, creates the open look for Dappa, and we've got another tied game. James back up to top to Puyol. Drives round the Putra screen, she goes to her left. Throws it up there, doesn't go. Great box out and rebound by the Eagles.
You know, Eagles winning this battle of the boards and quite convincingly, 16-8.
Both teams pretty level in rebounds for the season. Eagles 37, Gladiators 39. Fernandez, Gaynor round the screen and makes the mid-range jump shot. Eagles take the lead.
Was that a set shot? I feel like her feet didn't leave the ground. It was that chill, you know, and she's obviously in the flow and knocks it down. And that's what happens though when your team are up. It's always easier to score. When you're winning, that basket feels massive. At the moment, I think all you can see from the Gladiators is that it feels like, you know, a pinhead size at the moment, and that's why they're just struggling. You know, that long looping over arm left-hand finish from Pujol is usually something, you know, that's her bread and butter. Just not falling at the moment.
Chantel Handy quite animated in the huddle there, and the Eagles they're moving the ball really nicely. You saw that one there. The screen by Gaynor, they rolled round it and Gaynor's open for that, as you said, set shot. You saw it previously when Dappa got her look under the basket. It's a lot of off the ball kind of play from the Eagles, which is really making a difference.
And I think that's what they're doing so well, is they're making you look at one shiny thing and then it's the other stuff going on that then is creating that basket. A bit like that Putra doing nice defence on Gaynor, but then the action went on behind, and if maybe they dropped a little bit lower, would they been able to be more effective?
It's a really tight game here at Play Sport. The Eagles up by 2, 8:46 on the clock. Putra, Roscoe, James, Puyol and Rob are the players on the court for the Gladiators. Fernandez, Gaynor, Saki, Lowe and Dappa on the floor for the Eagles. Gladiators the ball in the inbound. Screen set by Roscoe. Rob drives round. Foul on the floor by Lowe. And it just looked a little bit tidier, that offense.
It did, and I think, you know, Roscoe, that's where she did that really good job, just setting her feet on the pick and not trying to lean into it, not trying to do that extra work. Hard for Hannah Robb. Lauren Saki, great defender, but she did really well getting down in the paint, drawing the foul.
Gladiators trying to get inbound. Gets out to Lakin James, sets her feet behind the 3-point line and makes it. Big 3 points for Lakin James. She's up to 11 points personal now in the game.
That's her spot right there. And you can see Hodges fighting hard to get over that pick.
Crowd getting involved. Big chance of defence here at Play Sport.
Dap up Hodges.
Steal by Lakin James. She's down to the basket. Lowe's in her back. Great hands to knock it free. Gladiators ball on the baseline, and that's the kind of hustle play you need in the playoffs. You turn the ball over and you just saw Abby Lowe didn't give up.
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to get back, and on the flip side, James scores a 3, feeling good, manages to get a hand to it, gets down the floor.
Dappa checks out Hodges back on the floor. She's given a slight rest by the coaches at the Eagles. Lots going on in there, but the ball's eventually in Samantha Roscoe's hand. Hannah Robb round the screen. Back out to Roscoe. A lot of movement of the ball round the 3-point line. James drives in, looks for a brilliant find underneath the basket. And we've seen that Ariadna Puyol left-hand layup all season long.
Yep, up and under, nice and easy. And that's the good team basketball that the Gladiators are so well known for.
It's the patience. We've seen it, we've touched on it early in the quarter. We saw a lot of rush shots. The Gladiators all season have been patient in their offense. Gaynor top of the line for 3. Doesn't go. Big rebound needed. Gathered in by Puyol.
Nice box out there by Roscoe, because Eagles are hitting these.
Steal by Saki. Great pressure from Abby Lowe. Overpass though from Saki. The defense does get back in time. Hodges overcooks the layup. And again, Gladiators out and running. Lakin James drives inside. Is it an and one? No. She'll go to the line shooting 2.
Nice decision there. Notice she had the taller, probably slightly slower foot speed of Gaynor on her. Attacked the hoop, drew the foul.
You see Gaynor talking to the referees there about how she felt she grabbed her early in the floor, but you saw that James gathered the ball, taking her steps, goes to the line for 2.
And that's something I think you're seeing more of in games, isn't it? That when people know they're about to be fouled, they're now just hoofing it up from anywhere in the court. It's like, oh, I'm shooting.
Lakin James 88% from the free throw line for the regular season. Makes the first, extends the Gladiators' lead. Misses the second. The Gladiators leads up to 4. 7 minutes on the clock. Hannah Robb picking up Hodges full court. Just over the half-court line in time. Klassen and James. Screen comes from Gaynor. Great hands by Roscoe, but Gaynor's open. Doesn't collect the ball. Late in the clock. Step back. Up and under. Misses everything. 24-second shot clock violation for the Gladiators defense.
That was a nice double there, but almost a little bit lucky that they didn't see Chloe a little bit earlier, because wide open there.
And in the pass too, Gaynor was low,
yep.
And she wasn't able to get the shot off.
It's hard being as perfect as we are, aren't we?
Absolutely.
No turnovers, no missed shots.
Puyol crosses midcourt. Klassen's now guarding her on the full court. Almost a turnover. Great edge out by the Eagles. They're playing some really ferocious defense. Puyol tries to spin baseline. She works her way around. Right hand this time. The nifty feet of Puyol gets to the basket. Lovely finish.
And just nice identification of the slightly shorter Klassen on her and using that length.
Hard hedge by McCarrican. Hodges, but the help defense is there. She has to fight for that, but it's gathered. And the help defense from the Gladiators goes away. Roscoe lefty layup makes it. And the Eagles look to go for a timeout. The Gladiators extending this lead, playing some ferocious team basketball, both ends of the floor. 25-19, just under 6 minutes. And Newby had to call that timeout. Sorry, 27-19 is the score, but yeah, Newby had to call that timeout.
He did, because now Gladiators are now running. Newcastle have been forced to take late shots and to take tricky off-balance shots, but can also say props to Sammy Roscoe. The way she rim runs the floor and has done all season, you know, she's deep, and so often, you know, taller players, they won't maybe get up the floor like that, but she gets down, and then actually she was already back over halfway by the time the timeout buzzer had gone. So, you know, that's a tough job, because that's a thankless task as well. Rebound at one end and bolting right down and getting out in the fast break to pull the defence down with you. And nice running as well by, I think it was James on the right side. Again, just making the Newcastle Eagle players have to think about how they're going to defend the person with the ball, and that just makes the fast breaks easier. And I tell you, it's not easy finishing at speed, or maybe I just don't find it easy finishing at speed. You know, it's actually really tough, because you've got to practice how you're going to play, but, you know, replicating that in practice at going 100 miles an hour and then having to slam on the brakes, you know, to get back up the other end. Nice work there.
We've seen the team stats now. The Gladiators up to 8 steals, 10 assists, compared to the 2 steals, 5 assists for the Eagles. And scoring, Hodges leads the scoring for the Eagles in 7, but Lakin James leads the game in 12. Eagles yet to make a three. The Gladiators shooting 27% from behind the arc. Gladiators though 2 from 6 from the free throw line. Eagles get the ball back into Saki. Really loud, the crowd in here tonight. As Lowe drives in against Lakin James, she gets that ball off, doesn't go, but the rebound's fought. She gathers her own rebound. She established herself back inside. This is the three. Sam Roscoe gathers the board. Puyol to Roscoe, who moves the ball along to Hannah Robb. Back out to Lakin James, sets her feet for three, and it goes! Great play by the Gladiators, great sharing of the ball. And the three-ball drops for Lakin James, she's up to 15.
And just really nice fine identification there from her teammate, knowing exactly where she was.
Early in the season you would have seen Roscoe take that three attempt. She might have made it, but it was just making the pass, making the play better. Good look for a better look. I've learned that from you this year, Rona. Saki in 1 foot, tough look. Puyol off and running, round the back. And it's out of play. I'm curious to see where it goes. I think it was off her own foot. So I think that's a good call by referee Heron, something I've not said often this season.
Oh, Grant. You will not be getting invited to the referee's end of season party.
Oh. Just under 5 to go. 30-19. Great pick and roll by the Eagles with the help defense is there. Fight for the rebound. Lakin James gets it, touches it onto Puyol. Running full court. She stops. Great covering by Dappa. You saw that. You saw the defender in front of her. She had to move it on.
And what an impact Dappa's had each time she's come in off the bench. You know, she's come in, she'll get rebounds, she'll get scores, and now she's getting the stops.
7 minutes on the floor. Dappa's on 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. She's under the basket against the smaller James. Looks to create for herself. Doesn't go. She's unlucky there. But you're right, the impact she's having is huge for this Eagles team. The Gladiators for this quarter, 13 points to 4. Is that about to be more added to that? It's over the back. Stays in play though. Oh, Hannah Robb, a bit careless with the ball there to find Puyol. Fernandez in the open court. To Lowe. Passes up the three but takes it in the end. Doesn't get it and it'll go out of play. Is that one where it's actually better to take it in the full catch and shoot it?
I think the way she was being closed down, and you know, Lowe's somebody who's comfortable and confident shooting the three ball from anywhere in the warm-up. You know, you could see going back to logo threes, and last weekend's game as well against the Hatters, wasn't afraid to shoot it either. So I think, you know, the confidence is there that the shooter's going to shoot, right?
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, the fact she missed it would say catch and shoot was a better option, potentially, as the ball ends up in Lakin James's hands. This is an incredible matchup, Lowe versus Lakin James. Late into the shot clock, it's back into Lakin James, who pulls the catch and shoot three, doesn't go. Ball's loose, and it is gathered by the Eagles, and Fernandez has it again. Drove last time, will she go on her own? She does, goes left, doesn't get it, and it is, Eagles ball. That's the third time Fernandez has been on the open floor. Both times passes, but it's good to see the confidence that she can go on her own.
Yeah, and what a player she is in her own right. You know, last time out against the Gladiators, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. You know, gets it done across the floor and has done for the team all season. Nice work in there by Willis. Yeah,
Fernandez 11 points per game, almost 5 rebounds, almost 4 assists. So a massive part to this Eagles' success. Foul on Robin Lewis. And Willis goes to the line. Makes the first. And the second, cuts it down to a 9-point lead for the Gladiators. 3 minutes 15 on the clock.
And I don't care what you say, you know, double figure lead, single figure lead, mentally, you know, I think that's quite important.
McCarrican open inside. Great find by Robin Lewis. The Eagles defense caught napping there as she sneaks in the back door.
you think that's a bit of tiredness creeping in? 3 minutes to go left in the first half.
It's the first time they've lost a defender all game, so it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Roscoe with the help. Willis gets it to Hodges. Mid-range jump shot. Can't leave her open. Brilliant finish from Tiara Hodges.
And that's the thing, if you're going to double out on that, you've got to make sure there's another line of defence, or you make it so difficult that she can't get the pass off.
Up to 9 now for Hodges in this game. Puyol drives. Hannah Robb. Step backs. Looking for help. Space is not really there. 4 seconds on the clock. Throwing up. And the Eagles gather at a bit of a scrappy play there for the Gladiators. Both teams looking a bit leggy as we head towards half time now. Fernandez, double team, but it's. And the offensive foul as Puyol takes that in the ribs. A bit of a sore one. Probably a little bit winded there. Hopefully she'll be bouncing back up in a second. Physio's on the floor. We've got 2 minutes on the clock. 32 points to the Gladiators, 23 to the Eagles. It's been a really compelling matchup so far, Rona. Coach Handy probably the little more happier of the two. Obviously, have been in the lead, but we've seen both teams have to call timeouts early on in this game as Puyol gets to her feet, which is great to see. She took that one hard on the ribs.
It's never pleasant when you get winded like that.
Sub will be in, obviously, as the physio came on the court. Hopefully she's okay, and it looks like Alex McIntosh is checking into the game for the first time. You just saw there the experience of Erin McCarrican talk to her there, and a big smile came on her face. It was mostly be that moment of, you've got this.
And that's what you need from your captain, is, you know, somebody that you can look up to and somebody, you know, who can guide you through the floor, and that's exactly what Erin does.
As the ball gets in field to Hannah Robb. Almost a mess up at half court, but the ball safely in Lewis's hands. Back to Robb. They play a two-player game. Behind the back, steal by Willis. McCarrick can get in the way. Contact created, doesn't go. No call, but the 2 points go for McCarrick, and that's just staying with the play.
It is, and that's just her using her smarts, like catching the players unaware, using her body, taking, you know, the contact, whether it was a foul or not, you know, and finishing strong. That's what you got to do.
McCarrick's up to 8 points in the game. Ball finds the way to Hodges. She turned around, jump shot. Lovely finish from Hodges. Shooting over the height of Roscoe.
Yeah, can't give her that space.
Lewis driving round Gaynor. Doesn't go. And there's a 3-on-2 break here. Lewis gets back, but Dapper there in the help. And foul called. Coach Andy looking at McIntosh was straight up, but I think the offensive player was already past her.
And again, just used her body really well to get up and under, draw the contact, make the referee make the call. And I think that kind of stemmed at the other end, didn't it, from the Gladiators putting up an off-balance sort of shot, so then the rotation wasn't there, so then getting back in defence. Eagles, you know, capitalised on that situation, whereas if they'd maybe held the ball a little bit extra pass, or sometimes even if you get called for the 24, it's then a dead ball turnover. Ball goes out of play, you've got a little bit more time to recover.
Dapper misses from the free-throw line. She shoots 69% for the season. 1 minute and 4 seconds on the clock. 34-25. Makes the second. Bintu Lowe checks into the floor for the Roscoe. That stop there. McIntosh round the screen. She finds Bintu inside. Looks to go against Gaynor. And doesn't go. Great play. Bintu Lowe will go to the line shooting 2. Great find by Alex McIntosh.
It was, and that was just a really nice way putting the ball in. Lowe, again, doing a really nice job, taking her time, getting the ball round, and, you know, not getting the score, but being able to finish and get to the line.
Into the last minute of the half. Bintu Lowe at the free throw line. 6 to 8% for the regular season. Subs will come in for the Eagles. Team fouls, 3 to the Gladiators, 4 to the Eagles. Gaynor checks out on 2 fouls. Makes the first. Doesn't get the second to go. Hodges gathers the ball. 9-point lead last minute. McIntosh pricking up Saki in the full court. Willis has the ball. McCarrigan. Dappa finds herself against Hannah Robb. Great find. Slight mismatch in size there.
She just has a really nice way of posting herself up and making herself available.
Robin loose round the screen. McCarrigan. They find Bintu inside. She eventually gathers it. Jump ball belongs to the Gladiators. .3 on the clock. McCarrigan checks out for Avenia Putra. Jump ball again, well played the Eagles. They'll get the ball for the last play of the half. Great help defense. I think it was by Abby Lowe again. She's had a tremendous impact in this game. Off the stat sheet. She's yet to get some points, but she's been tenacious in defense. And we're now down to 4 seconds in the half. Putra on Dappa. They'll try and stop the shot. She gets past. She's got the 3 off. Doesn't go. And that does us for the first half. Action-packed first half that is. 35 to 28 here. The Gladiators have a slender 7-point lead. We should be joined half court by, guessing by Donnie at half time once he collects the stats. But stats-wise, 15 points for Lake and James, 11 for Hodges. McCarrigan on 8, Dappa with 9 for the Eagles. She's made a tremendous impact off the bench. Puyol leads for the Gladiators and rebounds 4. Hodges again, top rebounder for the Eagles. In terms of team stats, Eagles out rebounding the Gladiators 25 to 19. Steals 9 to 5 for in the Gladiators' favour. Points in the paint 16 apiece, and it's been an action-packed first half. The crowd are certainly getting really good value for money today. Donnie grabs the mic from Rona and let's go courtside now. Here are the halftime thoughts of the Gladiators.
Okay, so Coach Donnie, you're 7 points up at the half, but there was 6 minutes, in that first quarter without a basket on the open floor. Is that nerves? Is that tightness from the team?
No, I think, like I said before the game, Newcastle are a good team. They're well organised. We came out and we did what we wanted to do. They made an adjustment out of the timeout, and it just took us a little bit of time to find our way again. But I think the second quarter we started to get going a bit better. Yeah,
it seemed to go on a bit of a run. Again, sort of Eagles seem to be crashing the boards that bit harder, and they're currently winning the battle of the boards. I know that's something the team usually pride themselves on. Is that something you're going to look at the half?
We talked about it pre-game. They got 7 offensive rebounds in the first half. To our 3, it's usually a strength of ours, and they're hurting us there. So we've just got to make sure that we tighten up in that area, make sure that they don't get any second chance opportunities.
Okay, good luck with the second half. And that concludes the first half action. We'll be back with you shortly for the second half.
And we're back, second half action not long away. 35-28 was the half-time score, and an action-packed first half. It looks like Ariadna Puyol, who took a hard hit to the ribs towards the end of the half, she's back on floor putting some shots up, so good to see. And Rona, we're 20 minutes remaining of the home season here for the Gladiators. We've been lucky enough to be in these seats for most of the games. It's been quite a compelling season.
It has for them, but you know how compelling the season can be if you don't walk away with the silverware. You know, great, they've got that second place finish, but they've not made it to like a big final yet. You know, they were unfortunate, got put out by the Lions, who went on to be the eventual winners in the Caledonia Trophy. So you know they're going to want to get to a big dance final, and Eagles, you know, hitting form at the right time, so it's within their grasp. 7 down at the moment in the playoff, that's nothing. You know, the last time out on the floor they were 20 down by this point at the amphitheatre, so you know that's huge progress for them, and they're going to think, okay, we're going to come out. There's no reason why we can't win that second half and take back the W.
Absolutely, it's been a compelling first half. In the other game, it's late in the 3 minutes to go in that game. The Lions look to have it now. They're 89-65 up, so it looks like the London Lions will be the opposition for whether it's the Eagles or the Gladiators next weekend at the O2 Arena in London. Both teams just getting the final shots up. We're a minute and a half away from the start of the second half. And if you're the Newcastle Eagles, what would you look to do different?
I think they just need to make sure that they're taking the right shot at the right time. When they've waited and been a little bit patient, or to contradict myself, you know, they're fast break, they've got down the floor and put up a good fast shot. That's when they're more successful. It's when they're kind of getting stuck and they're putting up off-balance shots that's allowing the Gladiators to come down. But I could say the exact same on the Gladiators' end. You know, when they move their ball around, that's when they play really nice basketball. We've seen a few dumps underneath the hoop to Pujol, who's managed to finish them. We've seen the kick-outs to James, who's able to knock down those 3 balls. So both teams need to go back to what works for them and take care of what they have to do and not worry so much about what the other team are doing. Newcastle Eagles, you know, they're pushing up really high in defence. I've seen Hannah Robb, you know, a couple of times try to drop them back door, and even by doing that, you then create more space for yourself to catch the ball and be open. And on the other side again, you know, you've seen Eagles dive back door on the Gladiators, and they're getting those looks. You know, I think in this second half, we might see a little bit more of Katie Nolan, but actually, you know, Dappa and even Hodges herself, the way they are getting them inside, they're getting the post-ups or they're driving and they're shooting those sort of mini jump shots. You know, that's been key for them, and they just need to keep doing that. And the way, you know, like I asked Coach McDonald at half-time, they are crashing the boards hard, and that's something that we usually see. You know, the Gladiators always win that battle. So they're going to have to come out, be a bit more sort of determined to take that ball and to secure it. A couple of jump balls, tie-ups to end the half, it sort of slowed that game right down. So I think third half you kind of need to go out, and one team's going to have to go out with a bit of blunt force trauma and really surprise the other.
The fans are filing back in from half-time from the fan zone here at Play Sport, and what will be 20 minutes of high energy. Ariadna Puyol's back on the floor. Looks like the Gladiators going to the same 5 that started the game. I wondered if the Dappa is starting the second half. That's a change to the lineup that the Eagles started the game with. Dappa starts with Hodges, Gaynor, Saki and Lowe. And it's Gladiator ball, and the Gladiators got it off and going. Set comes from Roscoe. McCarrigan just beyond the 3-throw line. Doesn't go, gathers. No, she doesn't gather on rebound. She does gather on rebound. Good tenacity on the offense. Saw that her shot wasn't going. Backdoor cut comes. She gets under the basket. Bump, no call. Gaynor's ball.
2 nice looks though at the hoop, and that's how you want to start.
Gladiators moving the ball around there as Saki pressurised by Hannah Robb behind the back. Gaynor fakes the 3. Travel called. Great defense by McCarrigan. Gaynor just didn't get the ball down in time.
Yeah, and it was a really nice fake. It was just that big step, I think. You know, I think that's a tight call, but
it's not an obvious one.
Yep.
Both teams up in the defense here, knowing that their season's on the line. Puyol drives baseline on Hodges. Shot, fakes it. Dishes off to Roscoe. And the scoreboard's turning for the Gladiators here to start the second half. Puyol beaten by Hodges, but the defence reclaims its positioning. Looking for help. Gets it from Saki. Gaynor open for three. She takes the three. Doesn't go, but rebound goes. Lands in the hands of Lakin James. Thought Dapa had it. Drives inside Lakin James. Hard finish. Goes. Tough two at the basket.
And nice work by McGarrigan there. Just, almost using Gaynor like a roundabout and keeping her out there.
Gladiators off to a quick 4-0 run to start this quarter. Lead extended to 11. 2 minutes basically gone in the third quarter so far. Defense comes, hard defense. The Gladiators gather it. Hannah Robb. Oh, tough call there. Looked like both players were well under the basket, but
I think also the ball had also been released from Robb's hands. I think that was more what she's disputing.
referee Rosinski not popular on the Gladiators bench now for that.
I don't think any of them are going to the end of the season next
No.
party either.
They're also not on the guest list.
Name's not down, you're not getting in, sorry.
Now the question is, which referee's the bouncer? Low with the ball. Oh, great finish inside Madapa. She's causing a right trouble for the Gladiators defence with her athleticism and size. A match-up nightmare for the Gladiators so far. Roscoe's established herself. She finds it against. Great block by Dapa. And that she's been put into the starting lineup for the second half and instantly making an impact.
Really nice help defence and identification by her there, dropping off her man, coming across. Great block.
A flop warning crawled on the Gladiators. They struggled to get the ball in. Dapa, 14 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds. And she now gets the steal, does she? And she does. Foul called on McCarrigan. And Dapa's causing the Gladiators a lot of frustration.
And McGarrigan, love this style of play, but you've got Dapa in front of you, you've got Hodges on the help line. I don't think that was the smartest option to take there on that baseline. Get that ball moved around.
And what do you do when you've got someone like Dapa who's McCarrigan's on about? Maybe he's got the same kind of size, but she's got maybe the athleticism over. What as a Gladiators defence can you do?
I think you've just got to play her straight up, try not to let her get the ball, and then also just harass her, use your length.
Dapa's open underneath the basket, but the two goes as Hodges toes the line. Great movement of the ball for the Eagles. Low playing Lakin James really closely. They saw the threat of Lakin James in that first half. Round the back, she drives down the middle, dishes it off Hannah Robb for three. Overcooks it, but Puyol's under the basket. She takes her time, but finds McCarrigan. Doesn't go, a lot of contact underneath the basket. And it's Eagles ball.
You have to say, top rebound there by McGarrigan, that there's 3 Eagles players and she was the one to get her hand to it and get it out.
Bintu checks in for McCarrigan. 39-32, 6:42 in the clock.
I mean, Hannah Robb, first 3 of the game she's put up, that's someone you'd like to see getting herself more offensively into the game as well.
Yeah, we've seen her offensive threat throughout the playoffs and the regular season since the All-Star game, a massive part of what the Gladiators looking to do. Hand off to Dapa, drives against Lakin James, doesn't go, but Hodges gets the rebound and the ball back, mid-range jump shot, doesn't go, Bintu low, gathers the ball, and the Gladiators are in possession of it. Gets it away just to Puyol, who's got a bit of space. Hannah Robb, and an offensive foul again called against the Gladiators. The defense from the Eagles setting their feet.
And that's just been that little bit sharper and getting that pass off a little bit quicker, identifying, getting round it. Because if a player set their feet, you're going to be able to blow past them.
Gladiators up to 3 team fouls for the quarter. Eagles still on 0. Back to a 7-point lead for the Gladiators. Hodges open. Doesn't take many threes. Low to Saki. Screen set by Dappa. Foul called by referee Curl. Gladiators looking for an out of bound play there.
And that's just, where Gladiators 4 fouls, 4 minutes into the quarter, they're going to just have to tighten that up a little bit, because the Eagles now get to go to charity stripe every single time they put a defensive foul out there.
Crouch cheating defense. Low round the screen. Dishes out. Dappa now for 3. Doesn't go, but no box out there. Hodges gathers rebound over Puyol. Saki round the screen of Hodges. She gets the ball back, but the hands from Hannah Robb. And the defense from both teams here to start the third quarter have been on top. Roscoe top of the arc. Backdoor for Lakin James. Blocked by Gaynor. Gathers by it. Lakin James doesn't get it to go. Good work there by the Gladiators on offense to reclaim that ball, but Gaynor stood tall and wins the battle underneath the basket. Halfway through now this third quarter. 39-32. Ball's moving, flying round. Eagles ball on the sideline, I believe. And the Eagles are onto the line, off the ball, foul called against Ariadne Puyol for the hold. And the frustration's growing for the Gladiators. 5 fouls already in the quarter, 0-2 the Eagles. Puyol, third foul of the game. She misses the first.
And the Eagles themselves last weekend, ended up with Low and Dappa fouled out the game, so that'll be something they'll have looked at, and they'll want to tidy up their fouling intensity.
Makes the second one. No real players in foul trouble at the moment. McCarrican, Puyol and Robber on 3. 6-point game. James drive inside, pulls up, doesn't go, gathers her own rebound, throws it straight back into the hands of Saki, who's off and running. Great looking after the ball. Hodges blocked by Roscoe. She gathers the loose ball. Low driving inside now. Fouled. Go for the line, sorry, for 2. Eagles' intensity just creeping up.
It is, and I think still rushing down at the Gladiators' end. And Eagles are on their run, although I think they've just called the timeout themselves. But I feel like, they're again the ones who are on the run. It'll be interesting, Matt Newby, the way he's telling them to move, so clearly there's more he wants from these players, and that's a positive from the Eagles side, because at the moment I'd say they're the ones in the ascendancy, but there's still more he wants from his
actually
team.
It's only 4 points each in this quarter, so we're saying the Gladiators are the Eagles are taking the ascendancy, but it's 4-all. We're through 5 minutes, and to be honest, the Eagles may be in the ascendancy, but both teams' defense is coming out on top. The game's lacking that wee bit of quality now, and it'll be interesting to see what both coaches drop.
I think so, and I think the Gladiators, this will be a welcome timeout for them, and they've not had to sacrifice one of their own. But
Absolutely.
Again, they just need to go back to moving the ball a little bit more, keeping the space in. Yes, they are unfortunate the ball's not dropping at times, but it's not the most textbook finishes they're looking at either.
As the buzzer goes, the players will return to the floor. 4:34 on the clock, 39-33, low scoring game here as we're at the midpoint of the third quarter. It very much feels like a semi-final game right now. Both teams trying to work out the other team. And this is where the playoffs are just so much different to the regular season. Different rotations, different players. And we're still long time away from the final outcome.
And also, let's not forget, Kirsty Brown's sitting there on the bench, and she has been such a key piece for them. She, pulling down the offensive boards, getting put backs, working really nicely with other inside players there. I really like how her and Roscoe and Flo have hooked up at different points of this season, and I do think that is a big miss for them.
Yeah, Kirsty Brown out with an injury, we believe. Lowe misses the first.
But again, we've also talked about the strength of Gladiators being how deep they actually are, so we feel like others should be able to come in and fill that
Lowe
gap.
misses the two, but the rebound's gathered by the Eagles. Late in the shot clock now, Saki against Lewis. Screen comes for Hodges. She gets it open for the three. Doesn't go, and the rebound opens up for Lakin James as Robin Lewis returns to her feet. James round the screen from Roscoe. She looks for that pass, doesn't get it, and she's more of a hopeful pass, but Robin Lewis. Roscoe, extra pass out in the wing, doesn't use it, doesn't need it, gets the two. Gets the scoreboard turning again for the Gladiators.
Nice use of the maturity there, Cam Head, good finish.
Unlike you pointing for the pass to the corner.
No, no. I was just like, there's a suggestion if you're not sure what to do.
Lewis and Saki, great find into Hodges against Puyol. She tries to get a shot, doesn't get it to go. Late in the shot clock, step back for three. And it's short and it misses, and a great defence by the Gladiators. And that came from the defensive pressure from Puyol there as Hodges was unable to get the shot off. Late flat pass to Dapper, and it goes to the Gladiators. Under 3.5 to go in the quarter. This quarter's 6 points to 5 in the Gladiators' favour. Best space. Bintu finds Roscoe with the fine. And the block comes across the court from Lowe. Gladiators bench looking for the foul but doesn't get it. Lowe drives, grabs the basket, gets the layup. She gets the block at one end and makes the layup at the other. And that's Lowe's first score of the night. Lakin James round the screen. They've looked for that a few times to establish Roscoe inside. Robin Lewis in the corner, drives inside. Roscoe drives baseline now, needs the help, not there as Lowe gathers the loose ball. Looks for the foul there, no called, and Robin Lewis off and running. Roscoe, and one doesn't go, and it's Sam Roscoe to the line for two. She takes a moment's breath.
And that's that, Sam Roscoe, like we talked about before, just getting herself down. You could see Robin looking to give her it, two players on her, but got the bit of height. Really nice to secure the ball and draw the contact.
And looks like this is actually, I think, the first lineup change for the Eagles in this quarter, as Roscoe goes to the line for two. As Fernandez checks back in. Big lineup now for the Eagles. As Roscoe makes the first. Crucial free throw there. Oh, bobbles out. Gaynor gathers the loose ball eventually. Under 2.5 to go now in the third quarter. 7-point lead for the Gladiators. Late in the clock again, Lowe drives. Looks to, oh, great find. Does she get it? She doesn't, but Dappa with the rebound. Bobbles around and drops. The tenacity under the basket from Dappa, making a massive difference throughout this game.
And all boards like that are going to hurt you.
She's up to 13 points, 5 rebounds. Hannah Robb drives inside, looking for help now. Robin Lewis steps in from the corner. She's under the basket. Comes out late in the clock. Roscoe for three. Doesn't go, but Bintu, does she gather the rebound? Gladiators ball. Bintu Lowe causing her trouble in there. Gathers, looks like she almost gathered it. Knocks off Hodges out of bounds. As Klassen checks in now Willis checks in for Dappa. Big 8.5 minutes there from Dappa there on the floor. Gladiators looking to get the ball inbounds. It ends up in Lake and James. Doesn't get the 3 to go, but it's touched by Bintu Low, making an impact. She spins into trouble though. And it's another jump ball. She had an opportunity to go up. Tried to take an extra step.
Yep, and bringing the ball down lower like that when you do have 2 players on you who are shorter, you know, that's a bit criminal because they're going to eat that up.
And that's why when Lakin James is on 17 points, you're looking for Lakin to just go for that kind of mid-range sport. Under 90 seconds in the quarter. The Eagles 37, the Gladiators 42. Fernandez handling the ball now. Low finds Willis. Eagles moving the ball around here. Switches the defense. Hodges drives in, pulls up right hand, doesn't go. Rebound ends up with Robin Lewis. Both teams needing to get the scoreboard going. Under a minute now to go. Bintu finds Robin Lewis. They look into Sam Roscoe. It's got a slight mismatch inside. Now late in the shot clock. Hannah Robb dances inside. Doesn't go. Low gathers a rebound and the Eagles are out. They've got a 3-on-2 break here. But Lakin James showing her defensive. Why she's in the all-defense team for the season. Crosses over. Foul called on Willis. Gladiators bench looking for the unsportsmanlike. Not going to be at this occasion. And sideline ball for the Gladiators. 32 seconds on the clock.
That's good of them to allow you to catch your breath there. I was very impressed that you managed to get Lakin's steal and that she was in the all-defensive team into that breath. I was like, props.
Thanks. Have just broke your pen, however. So, Robin Lewis with the ball. As we look to close out the third quarter. Single figures on the shot clock. Lakin James dancing. Robin Lewis fakes the 3, dribbles, takes it. Doesn't go. No rebound there for the Gladiators. Gaynor has it. Big play here for both teams. Will it be a stop or will Eagles find a score? Gaynor's open inside. Blocked by Roscoe. And that'll end the third quarter like that. Referees looking. I think the Eagles will either want a foul or more time, but that'll do it for the third quarter. Low scoring that quarter, but no less action. The lead for the Gladiators cut from 7 to 5, 42-37. Eagles win that quarter, 9 points to 7. We're going to catch a breath. Where I am, Rona. Both teams 10 minutes left of this game. 10 minutes left of one of the team's seasons. For the Gladiators in there, Chantel Handy, what we should be looking for? Just a moment of calm, someone to be the leader?
I think that's exactly what they need. They need someone to be a leader. With McGarrigan, usually she comes off the bench and she can have such a big impact. But, you know, today with her moving into that start rotation, we need somebody else to come off. Robin Lewis, another player with a smart head on her. Unfortunate not to have that 3 to drop. You know, at the moment, I'd say Newcastle look hungrier. They've won that quarter. They're going to know that. They're going to be like, okay, let's do more of the same. Let's continue to chip into this Gladiators lead. Gladiators themselves, they all need to take a little bit more responsibility on their shoulders, whether that's keeping the ball secure on a rebound, whether that's, you know, making sure the player's actually there when you make the pass, whether it's making sure, you know, just that extra bit of follow through on your shot. Everybody just needs to give that little 1% more to sort of bring the team along. Eagles, they're going to stick with what they're doing. They're frustrating the Gladiators. They're playing, you know, some nice basketball at times, a little bit frantic, but it's working for them. They're getting to the hoop. 5 fouls to Gladiators, only 2 to the Eagles. That's seen some Gladiators fouls sort of go into that 3 realm, which, you know, the minute you pick up 4, you really have to be a little bit more careful, although they do have the deep bench. The game is there for the taking. It just depends who wants to take it more.
Both teams enter the floor. Looks like both teams will start this quarter with the same players who are on the floor. No, McCarrigan's in the game now for Bintu. 10 minutes remaining of this semi-final clash. I think it's Gladiators ball. It is Gladiators ball.
Yeah, I think we'd had that Bintu low block.
Yeah, that's the one, you're right. The crowd are really loud tonight. It's been a great game. Feels like a big playoff game, and it definitely is. McCarrigan off the back of Hodges.
And that's why I was always told never keep your back, because if that's on the baseline, that's a score.
Cross-court pass doesn't go. Lakin James doesn't have the distance. Risky pass.
Just needed more height, far more height on it.
Saki and Lewis. Hard scheme by Gaynor. She's open on the basket, but Saki drives. Doesn't go. McCarrigan grabs the loose ball, but Gaynor reclaims it. Willis open look to the basket. She overcooks the layup, and this is it. You feel the pressure. We feel the tension in the court. And Robin Lewis just dribbles it down, slows the game down. Looking to get a good offense now. Hard screen comes. Hannah Robb looks for help. Lakin James drives baseline. She's going under the basket, needs to put the shot. Doesn't go. Great defense for the Eagles. And that's a stop apiece to start this final quarter. And if you're an Eagles coach, how long do you leave Dapp on the bench?
As long as, you know, she needs to recover, but at the moment, you know, they've had 2 stops. Who you've got out on the floor, you know, Willis has already played more than she did in the last game. Did overcook that last layup, but you know, if you pull someone off, you're going to sometimes kill their confidence. So you've got to, he'll know his players far better, I'm sure, than we do. So he'll maybe play them through. And she was out for so long, you don't know if he's still maybe managing that as well.
Fernandez round the screen. Hard hedge, puts up the 3 after the fall, doesn't go, but Hodges fighting for the rebound. Goes out of bounds. Gladiators ball.
I think she does so well, Hodges, that even when she's been boxed out, she kind of goes side on, and she's able to then get a tip to the ball, which has been falling in her favour.
Hodges went to college at Furman, the same college as Gladiators men's player Mike Boffel went to. There's a random bit of knowledge for you. Late now in the clock. Gladiators need to move the ball. Step back 3. Doesn't go. Rebound fought inside. Willis gathers it, and foul called. Both coaches unhappy. Both coaches looking for a bit more from their teams.
That answers your call, but how long does he leave it out?
Next stop of play as Puyol also checks back in for Hannah Robb. Robb offensively kept really quiet tonight by the Eagles defence.
Yeah, they've done a great job, you know, of not letting her get her shot. I think sometimes teams, you know, they've maybe been guilty of dropping into zones or whatever, and it's allowed more space out there on the 3-point line.
As we have a low-scoring affair, 42-37, still a 5-point difference. Fernandez eventually finds Dappa. Gaynor's open underneath the basket. She's now at the top, gathering the ball. Fernandez round the screen. Gaynor's open. Fakes the shot, goes inside. Misses the 2, but Hodges underneath is just stronger than McCarrigan. A tremendous play by the Eagles. Hodges up to 16 points for the game. Lewis to Roscoe, steps back. Round the screen, left hand finish. Brilliant find by Sam Roscoe.
I feel like she's really finding the scores when they need her to at the moment.
She's up to 11.
But Hodges is an absolute demon on those boards, isn't she?
16 and 9 points and rebounds. 1 rebound off a double-double. What a performance here with the season on the line. Her colleague Dappa now drives against McCarrigan, looks for the help. Oh, drops the ball, comes off Puyol's toes. And we've got 1.7 on the shot clock. As Newby's almost at half court there.
For anyone who doesn't know, that white line sort of just in front of the D of the pause limit.
He's about 3 meters out. He's almost. Are they going to reset the shot clock here?
Depends if it was they think it was an intentional foot or not.
Looks like to me that they might be resetting the shot clock with the referee going to the table. Or are they looking to increase the shot clock? Deep.
Whilst we have this
Deliberating.
lull, I do think rebounds. I always think whoever controls the boards controls the game. And at the moment, Newcastle, although they're on 41 rebounds to Caledonia's 33, so they're able to stay in the game. You know, Caledonia, and they're in the lead, but I just think they're going to have to tidy them up, or Eagles are going to keep pounding them and they're going to keep getting those scores.
It definitely won't be 24 seconds, that's for sure.
No. I mean, that was a long time ago, that rule.
.9 put on the clock. It looks like. Table are happy, refs are happy. That 0.2 of a second there makes all the difference though. They look to get in under the basket. They do to Dapa. And she makes it on the buzzer. Cuts the lead down. She just got free of, I think it was Puyol. And it's their 3-point game. 6.5 minutes to go. Or just over, sorry, 6.5 minutes to go. Foul inside there. On number 5, Fernandez.
You can see it's just getting a little bit argy-bargy out there, and that's where you're going to have to absorb contact. You're going to just have to play strong, and that's both teams, both ends of the floor. Nobody's giving this up easy.
Roscoe gets it from Lake and James. 3 minutes into this quarter, still only 2 points apiece. Shot clock's been well used. Step back for 3, Lake and James doesn't go. No rebound for the Gladiators. Dapa often get the ball. Crowd chance defense. Saki around the screen, it opens up for her but doesn't takes it. Gaynor steps back for 3 in the tie. Doesn't go, big box out for Puyol. McCarrican grabs the ball and she's off and running. She's got the space of Isco Bride at the moment. Puyol. Hodges with his hand inside, ball goes out of play.
And I think it shows the sense of urgency in the Gladiators end that they've maybe put Rob back in with that offensive
Late in the
threat.
clock and the Gladiators get it in play. The referee says no after the ball's in play. And great inbound defense by the Eagles there.
Yep, and that's exactly what you've got to do. You've got to pressure every single ball and you've got to make it tough, and that's exactly what they did.
3 points the difference. 6 minutes of the regular season. 6 minutes of this playoff game remaining. Win or go home for either team. Hodges open inside. Great help defense by Hodges. By McCarrigan, and it's Lake and James who gets the steal and the foul. Late call. Gladiators bench were all up there. Baseline ball. And that's Lowe's third foul. Hannah Robb, only 1 in 4 fouls for the game. Don't get it inbound. Close one there. Eagles thought they'd had it. And this Gladiators need to be careful with these inbound plays. A couple of turnovers now. A couple of 5-second violations. And they get it in. And in the hands of Puyol. Low playing some tremendous defense for the Eagles. A lot of work off the stat sheets. Both coaches looking for fouls or turnovers, but Puyol dances inside, doesn't go. Loose ball, Saki has it. Eagles off and running. Fernandez for 3, doesn't go. Rebound for Lowe. and makes it, cuts the lead down to 1. Timeout called by the Gladiators. And Eagles look to be in the ascendancy here. Eagles fans are the ones you can hear now with their horns. And probably a good timeout to use by Coach Andy.
Definitely. And that's the boards again, isn't it? That, Eagles are doing such a good job of, making the Gladiators defence have to scramble, and then it's just leaving players, getting some nice easy looks under the basket.
Stats wise, Hodges is on 16 points. Lakin James still on 17. Hodges gets her double-double. She's 16 and 10. McCarrican and Puyol tied on 6 rebounds. Puyol's on 6 assists. As Rona touched on, the rebound battle is edged towards the Eagles, as both teams currently have 18 turnovers.
I mean, Hodges is going to be a problem today. There's a reason she's second in the league in scoring and third in the league in rebounds. And you would say that Gladiators just haven't done as good a job of closing her down today as they did Griffith Wallace, and that's what's caused a lot of their problems. And I think as well, Dapa's just given that other dimension. She too is also athletic, crashing the boards hard. And, you can never underestimate somebody, but she's just come out. And they've been pretty formidable with the two of them. Abby Lowe is someone who you usually hear a lot about, or Fernandez Paz, who've done another great work for the team this year. Saki herself, just causing bother.
Dapa herself 15 and 8. Two-prong attack here for the Eagles. The Gladiators need to get the ball moving. McCarrican almost dribbles it off her feet. Late now, shot clock dropping down. Lakin James, almost a force pass. She gets to the basket, does she? Overcooks the layup. Looks for the foul, no call. And the Eagles have a chance to take the lead. Dapa in the open court. And the Gladiators offense stumbling right now. Dapa drives baseline against McCarrican, backing her down nicely, gets the two-handed on the buzzer, takes the lead for the Eagles. 45-44, and the Eagles have the lead. And that defense by Lowe is impressive to say the least. Robb with the taller Fernandez on her. Handoff doesn't go. Roscoe, blocking foul called by the referee. And Roscoe will go to the line for 2. Eagles bench looking for a charge.
And again, that's Roscoe. I think using her smarts, getting them to the hoop. They're doing a really good job. You can see Robb's looking for the shot, James is looking for the shot, but they're doing a really nice work. The Eagles are closing that down and playing such tough pressure defence. I just think they need to keep the ball moving, make the ball do the work, and not, maybe have the ball on the floor as much.
You'll be in deep conversation there with referee Curl on the Eagles bench. Roscoe misses the first. The Gladiators bench looking a lot more nervous than the Eagles. Roscoe 11 points for this match so far. Misses the second. The Gladiators having a poor return from the free throw line tonight. 4 from 12 for the game. The Eagles have a chance to build their lead. Less than 4 to go. Great drive inside by Dapa. And she makes it. Eagles now building this lead, looking the confident of the teams. Sam Roscoe for 3, he makes it! Ties the game up! Sam Roscoe! The fans on their feet there as that basket drops down. 47 apiece here. Saki drives inside, dishes off to Hodges. Beautiful find!
And you're just wondering where that second line of defence was.
Gladiators looking to be standing up now. Hard screen set by Roscoe. She's now got space. Mid-range jumper. Overcooks it. Ball ends up in Lakin James. And it is Eagles ball. Timeout called by Coach Handy for the Gladiators. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. Eagles lead by 2. Eagles deservedly ahead here in this quarter, outscoring the Gladiators 12-5 in Rona. It's crunch time.
It is, and I think you've just perfectly summed it up. They want it. To me, they look like they're going to go hard, and Dappa and Hodges have been a problem all day long for the Gladiators, and they're continuing to do that. And if Gladiators in this sort of last 2 minutes and 58 seconds can't find a way to stop them hitting those boards or getting those, drives inside, I think we know that the outcome is going to be in Eagles' favour. So Gladiators have got to go back to what works. Again, Samantha Rosso coming up with the score when they needed it, even off the back of missing some free throws. Eagles look hungry. They look like they want it. They want to be out on the floor at the moment. Gladiators have got to go out and show that same grit. We know they've got it in them. They just need to show it to everybody else in here.
Hodges and Dappa combining for 37 of the Eagles' 49 points. That two-prong attack has been a phenomenal asset for the Eagles. It's Eagles ball on the baseline, less than 3 minutes on the clock.
And Eagles as well, they've done such a good disruptive job of the Gladiators. Last two times out, Gladiators have hit 90. Today they're sitting on 47 with only just under 3 minutes to go. So that just shows the tenacity and the intensity of that Eagles defense.
Eagles have get it inbounded. Fernandez handling the point now against Puyol. Saki now with it as Hannah Robb picks her up. Hodges guarded really closely by McCarrican. Pull-up jumper, mid-range, and it goes for the Eagles. Saki really looking to contribute with assists, now contributing with scoring. Cheap foul by the Eagles, stops the momentum, and Lowe makes that the 4th team foul in the quarter for the Eagles. Lowe's up to 4 fouls for the game. And it almost feels like now Gladiators must score in this possession.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of a timeout, you want to either get a straightaway score or you want to get the stop and the score. They've allowed the Eagles to get the score, so they need to come back down the floor and definitely get one themselves.
There's been no easy looks for either teams tonight. Puyol looks, dishes out to Sam Roscoe. Cross-court pass to Hannah Robb. Ball's moving round. McCarrican for 3. Flat shot, doesn't go, but Lakin James gathers it. Hannah Robb for 3. Doesn't go. Eagles needing to get the ball over the half-court line here. 18 seconds on the shot clock. And that was an open look that the Gladiators would love Hannah Robb to have made. Oh, Dappa has it open. Blocked by Roscoe though, and the foul.
She did well recovering there because great work by Dappa identifying.
And Roscoe will go to the line for 2. 3 possession as such as Roscoe will go to the line for 2. She was 0-2 last time. The Gladiators have struggled from the 3-throw line in this tonight. Shooting only 33%. Dappa though, potentially could have sealed it there for the Eagles with that layup at the hook. Makes the first, an important basket for the Gladiators. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Misses it. Eagles gather the rebound. Hannah Robb's on the floor. It's a 3-point score margin here. The Eagles in charge of this at the moment. Saki pass Robb. Hard screen by Dappa. She's open. Mid-range jumper. And it goes.
She loves that mid-range jumper, doesn't she? That is not where you want to be leaving her free.
Eagles fans on their feet there. Gladiators trailing by 5. Puyol to the basket. And 1! Big score there for the Gladiators. Hodges takes that hard in the chest. Under the basket. Ariana Puyol goes to the line for 1.
And this is when, if you want to be a player that's remembered, this is when you want to be putting up the numbers. 30-point wins, 20-point wins, that's all good and proper, but it's who puts it out here and does it now.
Only one shot at the line here for the Gladiators. An important shot. Puyol misses the free throw. She's had her struggles there all season. And the Eagles, time in favour, scoreboard in favour. 3 points the margin here. Saki finds Dappa. It's out to Fernandez. Cross-court park to Lowe. She skips past Roscoe. To the basket, doesn't go. The Gladiators with the ball, looking to offload it to Roscoe, but the ball, killed! A three to tie it up! She gathers on rebound. Calm heads needed here. Into the last minute of this playoff matchup. Grey hands, foul called by Saki. And the Gladiators go to the line. I need a moment to catch my breath. Both teams on hands on knees. This grueling encounter. Players on both benches, hands on their heads.
I know what our heart rates are sitting here watching, never mind
I'm
what
glad
everybody else is.
I've not got my watch on. This has been a compelling game. The Eagles in charge. Lake and James knocks down the first.
And like we said, Eagles, this is exactly like the situation they were in last weekend and they ground out the winner. They're going to pull on that experience today.
The fans take to their feet. We even might need to take to our feet to see the end of this. Lake and James knocks it down. A less 55 seconds on the court. A 1 point game. Foul called, and it's probably a good foul.
Yeah, Gladiators aren't in the bonus at the moment, so it's not going to be putting Eagles on the line, so they'll still be able to eat at that clock.
Important 2 free throws there. Puyol up to 4 fouls. The Gladiators need a big stop here. Saki with the ball in hand. She gets it over the mid-court line. Abby Lowe throwing it back in. Team players on their feet. On their floor, sorry. Saki, clock ticking down. Fernandez for the shot, doesn't go. And the Gladiators have the ball. Need to cross mid-court line. Until Hannah Robb's hand. Roscoe to Puyol. Doesn't take it, and it's a fight on the floor. And it's Eagles' ball. Turnover for the Gladiators.
That's a big defensive
big
stop there
defensive stop there to jump out by the Eagles. The Gladiators now, this is where the fouls count against them. Only 2 fouls for the quarter. Eagles will no doubt, they can't advance the ball actually, can they? On the jump ball.
Wait, while I consult my FIBA rule book.
As the fans take their seat, we had to stand there, couldn't see a thing. 13.7 on the clock. Is that the season for the Gladiators over and that turnover? Who knows, but that turnover was costly, that's for sure. Eagles,
and that's
tremendous
that putting the ball
defense.
On the floor again, but that's because Eagles have done such a good job all game of shutting down passing options and those shot options, so they're making them have to put the ball on the floor, which is always your last option. Can I pass? Can I shoot? Then I'm going to have to dribble.
It's almost one of those ones with the Gladiators who should have maybe taken a shot early in the shot clock, so they trust their defense to have a potential another look.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know what, this has been a tremendous game.
What a game of playoff basketball though.
Proper playoff basketball.
In the amphitheatre, whether you're at home watching, this is exactly the sort of games you want to be involved in a player. This is exactly the sort of games, you know, what an advert for women's basketball.
Absolutely. 13 seconds of basketball at play sport remain for the season. And Eagles can advance the ball. Fair enough. I learned something new today.
That's what, when we say that, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Eagles only need to hold on to the ball here. The Gladiators need to get the foul.
Yep, they need to stop and get the Eagles on the line.
Or steal the inbound pass.
Exactly that.
benches, hands on head, waiting for the game. Can the Eagles get the ball in? Low back door. They do. Low. Gladiators need to foul. Well played by the Eagles. Great out the time out there. Low. Open look. Didn't even attempt the shot. Clever play.
Yeah, and that's what exactly you've got to do for your Eagles. You want to keep the ball.
And they got basically 5 seconds off the game clock there. Gladiators still 2 fouls to go. That's McCarrigan on 4. As they look to steal the impound again. Clock firmly in the favour of the Eagles.
Next foul, put them on the line.
Eagles will look to run some more clock off here. Go to the line. Low gets open. Foul cut. No foul called by the referees. And eventually the whistle's blowing.
I think that's one of those occasions everyone would be happy for a foul to be called.
As Eagles will go to the line. Lewis checks out, Bintu Low checks out, Puyol and Rob check back in. 5.1 seconds here. Is this what he won? She makes the first, misses the second.
Keeps the ball clock running.
Keeps the ball alive. Gladiators will look for a timeout. Both teams, 1 timeout remaining. 69% scorer for the season. Misses the first. Is this still a case where you trust? Do you miss it?
I think ideally yes, because you just want to keep the ball live and not allow them a turn to go down and shoot.
Absolutely. Makes the second timeout called. Gladiators will have 5.1 seconds to get an offense. 2 points is the margin. Scintillating game here. Low scoring but proper playoff basketball. Hard fought. Both teams going back and forth. The Eagles have been incredible this second half.
And I know I sound like a broken record, but this was a position the Eagles found themselves in last week. They had to go out, they had to put up a big stop to secure the game, and they did. So can they replicate that again today?
The Gladiators will obviously probably advance it to mid-court.
What are you going to do if you're Coach Andy down there? Are you looking to put it inside? Are you looking for the long 3? I mean,
you're looking option 1 would be maybe Sam Roscoe or option 1 and 2 is Roscoe and James.
Keeping it off the floor. You want to keep the ball off the floor, don't you? Want to move
Catch
it. If you're Eagles, you just want to put as much pressure to make them put the ball on the floor. 1, it'll eat up clock time, and 2, that's where they've been so good at getting the ball away from them.
Scintillating game here. Eagles.
Are they going for the win, or are they going for the
Eagles outscored the Gladiators 26-17 in this second half. Eagles defense led by the rebounding of Hodges and Dapper, both double-doubles. Tremendous night for both of them. Real playoff basketball performance here. I think the only one that didn't know that ball was going to be advanced was the refereeing crew, but inline ball. Hannah Robb. Everyone's ready, it looks like. Eagles have Klassen on the inbound. They get it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rebound. And it goes on the buzzer! 54 apiece! And we go to overtime here at PlaySport. The crowd are up. Gladiators got the rebound. And we go to an extra 5 minutes.
And that's
1 second's been put back on the clock. I got that excitement. We've still got 1 second. I thought the shot was up as the shot was going. So Eagles will mark it down. Stuart, can we get a replay, see how long's on the clock? We're not getting it. He's waving his hands at us. What a game here. 1:09 on the clock here. The fans are still on their feet. Looks like Eagles will have a catch and shoot with 0.9 on the clock.
And it just shows how important rebounds are, isn't it? And you'd say Eagles have dominated those boards all day today, but McGarrigan got in, missed the first one, got the second, put back. Big score.
And a captain's-like impact there at the end. .9 on the clock. We're still on our feet, Rona. We could have sat down.
I know. I do feel like, though, the ball did go into the hoop as the buzzer went off. You know, surely plenty of people in here were filming that last one, whether it was from the Eagles.
And now the referees have said that is the end of the quarter, end of the game. The Eagles bench won't be happy with that. They've not got that second. We've now got 2 minutes. End of the third quarter. I think the referees are back at the table. Catch your breath, folk. You might have time to put the kettle on.
You've seen the weather. I need to get an ice cream.
Hold your Sunday dinners.
And this is when the fouls become so important,
Absolutely.
isn't
Both
it?
teams in 5 fouls. A wee bit of confusion there. The players are back on the floor.
And also the players themselves. Obviously, we saw Gladiators having to put themselves out, and that's where it's been a smart coaching move potentially by not having Hannah Robb on the floor for the defensive stop. Because if she'd been one of the ones that had to commit a foul, it would have been her fifth, and seen her miss out on this overtime. 5 minutes of overtime, 5 minutes to take it. Momentum definitely with the Eagles, so Gladiators
Absolutely.
are going
Gladiators
to
had to work
something
really
special.
hard to get that. That was in the Eagles' favour. They were up there, 3 points and a shot to take this lead away. The crowd are still in. Late now on a Sunday. Big 5 minutes of basketball. Phil's will definitely playing it. Hannah Robb on 4, Puyol on 4, McCarrigan on 4. For the Eagles, it's just Abby Lowe on 4. So that is 3 players who are on the floor right now for the Gladiators in foul trouble. I've been so impressed by the defense of Lowe this second half, keeping the ball out of shooters' hands for the Gladiators. Both teams extending their season here. The ball's in play. Some of the fans are still on their feet. I'm going to retake my seat. And we've got 5 more minutes of this scintillating action here. And a foul, cheap foul called by Lowe, leaving her hand in. Giving a free trip to the line for Hannah Robb. And that's Lowe out the game.
Yeah, she knows that was just a silly foul for her to give. Because although she's maybe not stuffed the stat sheet, she's been a problem. It's someone they've had to look to close down.
Yeah, however, Lowe, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. She fouls out the game, but has made a tremendous impact defensively. Really shut down some big crucial plays, got some steals, or created stealable opportunities, but Hannah Robb at the line. Misses the first. Makes the second an important make here for the Gladiators. In regular time, the defences from both teams have come out on top. Who will get the offensive flow going first in this extra period? With a slight push from Saki, but it gets to Dappa. She has been tremendous for the Eagles. She drives right-handed, overcooks it. Ball ends up, Gladiators ball. Dappa, her index for tonight, Rona, 29. Tremendous impact in her 29 minutes on the floor, coming back from injury. 22 and 11, 3 assists to go with it. Hannah Robb now, looking for the screen from Roscoe. Squeezed out there, great hands from Saki. Gets it to Roscoe, late in the shot clock. Puyol gets it, but touches it back, hits the shot clock. And the referees will likely give the Gladiators the ball back here. Late shot clock. 12 seconds, it looks like 12 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it looks like the shot clock maybe just wasn't reset in time, because I think
Would
you
have
know,
given
you
the
can see
Glad-
even the way the ball went up and the way it bounced off, it obviously did hit the hoop. I don't think that was one the referees were unsure of.
Looks like Gainer's checking back in. Probably to spell Dappa for a minute or so. Looking for defensive impact, probably against Roscoe of the height. As we get the shot clock set, it looked like to 13.
I'd say, yeah, there'd been a bit of seconding off, but then would you argue that you weren't able to use it properly? Who knows?
I'm not a table official. Ball gets into McCarrigan against Hodges. She has to force that mid-range up, doesn't go. Doesn't want to foul, ball's on the floor. Ball belongs to the Eagles.
That was a tough shot on that baseline there. You just wonder,
Had
could there
time
have been
on
a
the
better option to move it around? And Hodges is a smart player in defence. She's not someone that's going to jump out and foul on that herself. Hodges sitting on 3 fouls.
Players looking physically tired here after a hard and compelling matchup. How is the 10 players on court mental strength to get this through here? Saki has the lane open. She trips. Gladiators ball.
Seen her sometimes bending over a little bit. You don't know if the hammies or maybe going the calves. She'll be looking on and saying it was contact through the lane. There's loads going on in there. It's so hard to see sometimes. She probably does have a case.
Likely, absolutely. Ball inbound to Puyol. Gladiators lead by 1. 3.5 to go in this first period of overtime. Hand off to James. She has Klassen. Roscoe for 3. The Banks. Oh, McCarrigan with a hustle play. But the holding foul called on Fernandez.
I don't think anybody there was quite sure as to what was being called.
I followed the ball. There's McCarrigan ran across the court there. Foul on Fernandez there for the hold. As Puyol goes to the line. Eagles probably looking for that call to go both sides now. They have a case, especially with Saki hitting the deck on the last possession. Puyol makes the first. That's a big shot for Ariadna. Gives the Gladiators a 2-point lead. 3:09 on the clock. Makes them both. Might be for the first time this season that she goes 2 from 2 from the line, but it's a massive moment.
And like I say, this is the moment players, any player on the court, has got to stand up and be counted.
Saki round the screen again. Fernandez chased by Klassen, catch and shoot. Overcooks it with a rebound in as per usual. Hodges' hand, and it's a jump ball called. Newby looking for a foul, but that just looked like 2 players going for the ball.
Good use though of the body of Hodges to try and turn the ball round and pull that foul in.
Good use of the floor cleaning to give everyone a breath. That is so loud in here. Players struggling to communicate. Coaches struggling to communicate. Newby at half court getting messages across to his team. 2:51. Gladiators by 3. They get it in eventually. They now get it across the half court line. The trap comes from Fernandez. James drives inside on Klassen, but checks back out. Travel step doesn't go. McCarrigan fighting for the rebound. Saki driving at pace against Rob. She comes back out. Great hands though by Lake and James. Fernandez is trapped. Saki's got the baseline open. Pass cross court. Gaynor looking to get her shot off, and it goes. Tough make. Great offense.
Really nice, and just really nice, like you say, tough finish there at the hook.
Gladiators by 1. Hard screen by McCarrigan. Roscoe. Shots up, doesn't go.
Just
Late in
missing
the
that
shot
rebounder
clock.
as well. Great
Eagles.
scoop up there though by the Eagles.
Eagles have a chance to take the lead again. Hands by Roscoe. Saki regains the balls. Open player, Fernandez for 3. Doesn't go, who gets the rebound? Players falling on the floor, foul called. And that will be Puyol's last action for the game. 2 players diving, fully committed to the ball, knowing what it means for the season, and Robin Lewis will check back in as Dappa checks back in for Klassen.
And again, loose ball situation. Ayadna putting her body on the line, but Fernandez Pardo doing a really good job as well of crashing in, drawing the foul, getting herself to the line.
Fernandez, no fear to put that shot up, gathering hustling for the rebound. She's fouled, goes to the line for 2. 74% for the season from the free throw line. Eagles are at 54 for the game. She makes the first, ties it up. Less than 100 seconds on the clock.
Every shot counts at the moment, every single shot.
Makes them 2 and takes the lead for the Newcastle Eagles. Change of offense with Robin Lewis at the point. We have to leave an important possession here for the Gladiators. Almost a turnover forced by the Eagles defense. The ball flying around. 5 seconds on the clock. Rob goes. Tough make. Again, nobody crashing aboard bar McCarrigan, and the Eagles have it. 67 seconds on the clock. Again, Eagles looking to use clock. The clock now in their favour. The fans come back to their feet for this final minute. Saki has it, opening up. Short, looking for the foul, doesn't get it called. And the Gladiators have it.
You can see there's some tired legs out there, and it's just going to be metal, isn't it?
Rob to the basket. Fouled at the line for 2. This place would have erupted if that basket had dropped. 10 plus players physically exhausted.
Dappa just her second foul of the game today.
And that could be huge. She's been tremendous in this game.
And it also just means she can give a little bit more. She can take that chance if someone's going to the hoop.
35.4 on the clock. Eagles up by 1. Rob overcooks the first.
Big shot here from the line, but you just got to shoot it like you're shooting it in practice.
Makes the second huge shot. And it's the tied game again. Lakin James versus Hodges on the full court. Gets it to Saki. Cries of defense from the fans. Players trying to communicate. Big shot here for the Eagles. Saki drives inside. She's looking for 2 of her top. Blown by Lakin James. And we've got a 24-second violation. Lakin James showing why she's in the all-defense team. Wow. Lakin James with the help side defense. Newbie looking for the foul. He's already been warned. Assistant coach pulling him away. I would have been interested if the Eagles had given a technical there. 10.2, 58 each. Gladiators with the ball. 10.2, both teams in foul trouble in 5.
And you would say Sake, Hodges, Dapa, any of those three, that's the link-ups that have been working. That's exactly what they're looking for. But it's almost like, and that's where a smart player like James knows that, and that's probably where the ball's going to go. You can't leave your player, because that would be criminal, but she's known just to fly across the last second.
It was
interesting. Almost like a two-handed block, a bit like volleyball there.
My sport. The defence, you saw, they knew Eagles haven't shot the 3 ball. They haven't made one, or if they have, they've only made 1 or 2. The Gladiators shut down the paint, and they knew that Hodges or Dapa was going to be what Saki was looking for. And Lakin James coming round, and Hodges there. Massive 24-second violation there.
Although, was it just me, or did it not actually go off? Because I saw it at one point, but then it usually lights up like a Christmas tree.
Newby there talking to referee Heron. There's a child on the court. Child is now off court. We've had everything tonight. Eagles 58, Gladiators 58. With 10 seconds left in this first period of overtime for a space at London next weekend to take on the Lions in the final. A massive possession.
What a battle, what a duel this has been in the amphitheatre.
The Gladiators versus the Eagles here. Big inbound. Will the Gladiators get it in play? 10.5 on the clock. Obviously no shot clock. Both teams no fouls. Hedge finds who's the open look. They get it into Lakin James. 8 seconds. 5. Paint opens up. She fakes it. She checks back. Undercooks the shot. And whose ball is it? Foul called! Heron with the foul called. Holding foul. And that is a massive call here at the end of the game. Wow. With that amount of time on the clock, 2 players battling for the ball. That's McCarrican finished. And Gaynor will go to the line now. This game swings again in the Eagles' favour. 2.8 on the clock. 3 throws will potentially settle it again for the Eagles like last weekend against the Hatters. It's big. That is a big shot.
That's nice. And like I say, you've got to just go out, you've got to shoot it like it's practice. Shoot it like you've scored them a million times before.
The Eagles look to ice it with this make. She makes it. 2.8 seconds to go. The Gladiators need to get it inbound. It looks like it's going to be a half-court chuck, and the Eagles have done it. They have won here at PlaySport, and they're off to London next week to take off the London Lions in the playoff final. What a game here. 45 minutes of heart-wrenching action. The Gladiator season ends in defeat here at PlaySport. The Eagles have been mighty in that second half. A big foul called with 2.8 seconds by referee Heron. And it's the Eagles fans chanting. The Gladiators fans clap their players off the pitch, off the floor. What a game here at PlaySport. Heartbreak for the Gladiators, but it's the Newcastle Eagles, the 6th seeds in the regular season, who are off to the final. And a massive, massive final few seconds there. The Gladiators not happy there with the officials at the end. 2 players hustling for the ball. Be interesting to see that one back. If it's a foul, fair enough. But in such a moment. Wow, Newcastle Eagles, though, their second half was phenomenal. They deservedly, with that second half performance, take the win. The Gladiators put the Eagles to the sword in the regular season. However, it's the Eagles who take it in the playoffs. A 2-point victory, 60 points to 58. The fans boo the officials as they leave, which was a massive call. Excellently play called in the end by Matt Newby. His side, as I've said, will go to London next weekend. And we are joined now for his Final thoughts for the season to Donnie McDonald with Rona.
And I'm just joined by Coach McDonald, courtside. Very tough loss to take. I mean, immediate thoughts after the game.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Newcastle. They played a very good game today. You know, they took their chances. They kept calm at the end there, made big shots to take the win. But I think they played very physical defense. It made it difficult for us to get our offense going, and that's playoff basketball. So congratulations to Newcastle Eagles.
As indeed, I'll let you get back with the team. And I would just like to wrap up, say congratulations to Newcastle Eagles and good luck in the finals next week at the O2. And I'll just hand you back up to Grant.
And that's us for this evening's game, a compelling matchup, and that's the Gladiator season complete. Heartbreak at the end. My thanks to everyone at the Caledonia Gladiators, to our camera operators, our producers, and everyone else for a compelling season. It'll be the Eagles that go to London next week. My thanks to you all for joining us on this broadcast, and we'll hopefully see you again next season. And yeah, and that ends our season. And thank you for watching.